I'm going to move on to something that goes hand in hand with this, with witchcraft, okay? I'm going to use 2 examples of why you shouldn't do witchcraft, okay? The first example is something that happened to me tonight where I went to go work out, okay? And there was a dude that was built and taller than me, okay? And he walked past me and he casted this spell at me that goes, "Sissy boy," and it says all these things about you to put you down, okay? And I realized something. It was a curse in itself, like a hex, okay? And I realized that if you figure out why it's foolish that somebody casts that, it returns to them tenfold in a way if you please God. And I figured this out, okay? So what I did is I figured this situation out and went, okay, why is it foolish to cast something like that at somebody, okay? All right, here's what I figured out, okay? This is some real talk. This is not biblical, because biblically, Christians and people from the light, we know why you don't curse people, okay? If God curses somebody, okay. If a prophet curses somebody, okay. But when you have somebody who does something like that, you figure out why it's foolish. Why was that foolish? That dude doesn't know who I am, okay? And I'm not saying I'm somebody yada yada yada, okay? But what I'm saying is, that dude's probably done that to a lot of people, okay? So there's probably a lot of people that really don't like that guy, that pretty much, like, in a dark alley, you're probably going to get beat up, okay? And I'm being honest. That people that do witchcraft like that, it catches up with you. What I will say is, what if that person casted that at somebody? I could have been somebody from way out in the dark. And what I mean by that, okay? What would happen if that dude went and cast it at somebody that was on their last straw, had just lost their wife because she cheated, and all this stuff, he got his house taken, he's at rock bottom, and he decides, screw it, I'll throw it all away, I'm going after that dude. What if that person casted that hex at somebody that is a freaking serial killer? You went from this hex to make yourself feel better and put somebody else down, to this dude goes out and finds your license plate, where you live, and you are living in absolute hell because now you have this person after you that is relentless and obsessed. That's not good. That is a real life example that is not biblical. Well, it is, because the wicked eat their own. But that's not good, okay? What happens on the other side of the spectrum? You have somebody who's wise in the light who has a hedge, okay? Not only is that going to cause severe damage to your brain because you just basically hexed somebody with a hedge, but yeah, I'm going to return it to you. But what else is it? The divine judgment behind it is in God's hands. And if you've done that over and over and over and over and over again, and you've been hit with warnings and sticks and all this, God's just going to let you. God will let the devil have you, dude. Like, people that do witchcraft seem to think that the devil will protect them. The devil doesn't give a shit about you. The devil doesn't care about you. He doesn't give a shit if you live or you die. He doesn't care. He will use you as a pawn, but he doesn't care about you, okay? He will use you as a vessel of pride. Otherwise, he doesn't give a shit. God will let the devil have you. If you've done that enough times, you've been warned enough times, and you've got 2, 3 strikes, however many strikes God says is enough. And once that person forgives you, you are in deep. I forgave the person immediately because I was like, well, I'm working out. I feel good about myself. Just because you look like, a meathead with no hair and you got, 700 pounds of muscle on you, I don't really care, bro. I'm on my own path. So what does that show, okay? It shows insecurity from the other person too, okay? It shows that the person is insecure enough to put somebody down and make themselves feel better because in front of the mirror, they have, in his case, he has gotten so jacked and so, he looked like he was probably on some sort of supplements or something that were getting him jacked. But regardless, what does that show about that person? Well, you're a mouse, bro. Like, you ain't got nothing. Like, okay, so what? You're going to try and intimidate me? If anything, you ain't going to put a seed of fear in me. I don't care if you're 700 pounds of muscle. You're not going to, okay? You're just not going to. When it comes down to it, okay, you've probably done that to the wrong person, that if that person sees you again, okay, there's a lot that could happen there, okay? A lot of bad things can happen to you. What else can happen? You do that to enough people, they all could be part of a coven, and they could curse you to death. They could curse you so badly that they involve everybody in the dark web, and you're in deep, okay? It's realistic. that if you think you're going to get away with something like that, it ain't going to happen, okay? It's not going to happen. The worst things that can happen to you doing that are you hit somebody from way out here in the dark and way out here in the light. Those two, well, and someone could beat the shit out of you for it. You may be 700 pounds of muscle, but what if, you curse Derek over here and he's got 5 homies from the hood that are going to beat the shit out of you for it. And they're on you, dude. Like, they're outside your house. They're outside the gym. Do you really need to invite problems over that? Over casting a hex over somebody that makes you feel better about yourself? Not really. Well, and here's the other thing that's in the Bible, is you can beat the evil out of somebody, but they'll still remain a fool. Okay? Well, the chances of you getting beat up, because I can guarantee you the dude has probably been beat up before. Okay? Why? Somebody who does something like that around the gym and stuff, I was looking around at other people because they was getting hit with it. They was getting hit with it. So they saw me and they're like, oh yeah, I saw that too. And I'm like, yeah. And they're kind of looking at me like, I can see your hedge from way over here. You can feel the light. So they were looking at me and they were like, what's up with this dude? Like, he just got jacked off the dumbbells and he just walked off calling everybody sissies. And it's like, it wasn't loaded over you, because it was an actual hex and a small curse that hit me. And I was like, oh, that's not smart. So I worked through the whole thing and rebuked everything and sent it back. And then I saw people get angry about it. I was kind of mad about it, where I was like, well, if you're going to try to say something like that, say it to my face, dog. See what happens. I don't care if you're 700 pounds of muscle. What you going to do? If you're willing to cast witchcraft but not say it, obviously you're a mouse. So your self-esteem is in the toilet. So you got to try and put people down with witchcraft? Like, what is you doing? So they load these hexes with codes. They say them out loud. They cast them at you. They energetically push them at you. There's different ways that I've seen it with my own eyes, okay? The second example that I saw, okay? There was a girl that was in a coffee drive-thru. Just went and got my coffee drive-thru, okay? I'm out here working. I'm making my money, okay? So what did this girl do? Okay, I've had good rapport with this person for a while, and I'm like, okay, I don't really understand why this hit me tonight, but it did, okay? Where this girl, I left, and I was like, oh, you busy? She said, oh, yeah, I'm busy, and she was kind of, bantering with one of her coworkers or whatever, and it was like, whatever. And she started hitting me with spell work after she left, because I passed the coffee stand, and it was 5 minutes after I passed that coffee stand, I was getting hit with stuff. So she probably went home and started doing her witchcraft, lighting her candles and doing all this stuff, casting stuff at me. Why? People seem to do it in this town, okay? They seem to do it all the time. So I'm used to fighting people off here where they're like, oh, they expect me to do it back to them, or do this, or fall for the whole thing, and I just rebuke it and send it back, and now you're stuck in this loop. You don't want to do witchcraft on me, because I will drag you through curses. I lift curses from the dark that people are held under and tortured under. So I lift these things and get rid of them, okay? Which on the other side of the divine judgment, it is on you, and you are on a loop. And it was all from one person that casted this infinity loop spell in a curse that was over me for 37 years, okay? And it's a divine judgment that I carry. God allowed people to do it to me for 37 years because people have to learn not to do it. And the thing is when it comes down to it, it's immediate, dude. Like, they're hit with stuff, and you sign your life away. You're in for it. Sign your life away. This is why you don't do witchcraft, because you will do it to somebody that bears a curse. And when I mean bears a curse, I mean I broke 37 years worth of spell work, curses, and hexes, over 500 of them on me. And you have to go through all of it, plus what you casted at me. So I bear an open curse. I bared a curse for 37 years. I open it. Everybody that did it to me is now going through it on an infinity loop. So they think they reached the end, and it's time to do it again and again. It's a thing that happens here and in the afterlife. So it's a thing, it's complicated. But God will allow people to be cursed by the darkness and be held under it and asleep for so long so that people learn. So I will come people's way that do witchcraft on me that are never the same afterwards. They are burnt. They are burnt. It's almost like immediately they're in Revelation, bro. Like a day's wages will... A liter of barley will cost you a day's wages. And I mean, it's immediate. Like, you're done. Like, you've been so used to doing this to people. You came across the one person that God sent your way, and he hits you with multiple warnings. And okay, go that way, boom, boom. And say, I'll work through your little hex. Your little hex is going to take me about 3 minutes. Why? Because I'll open up the book of Matthew and walk you down. I'll return it to you as well. So you're not only going through 37 years worth of spell work on an infinity loop, but you're dealing with your own crap. Okay? This one was weird. Why? This woman attached something to an item and threw it out of her car. So I could spiritually see a demon of her that was connected to it, and a spell that said, come find me and we'll hook up. I'm not stupid, okay? I already knew. So I saw it and I just rebuked it and sent it back. But I noticed it was 5 minutes after that coffee stand closed. And I was out here running orders, bro. Making my money. So I didn't really care. But I will tell you that that woman never did anything to me up until that point. And I don't know why, okay? There was no real rhyme or reason, okay? There was no real rhyme or reason. But what I can tell you is that woman is going to, for the rest of her life, she's going to have to read the Bible. She's going to have to basically work for her spiritual food, or she will die quicker. She will hit Revelations, the bowls, everything. There's warnings to the churches in Revelation that somebody should take the messages from them and understand them. Because if you don't, and you go do something like that, you're done. It's game over. It's game over, dude. If you've done it for so long, the letters to the churches are warnings to dark practitioners that curse people. If you curse people and you try and do stuff to people like that, somebody's going to come along that's going to send you through it. I come with a warning label. I don't even know why I got that tattoo. I got it 10 years ago, and God just worked through me to go get it. And people will say, it's not biblical to get tattoos. Okay, all my tattoos that I have are spiritual, okay? All of them. And I will tell you what, dude. I have come across people in this town that I'm in right now, that I saw go from one physical manifestation to they are cursed, dude. And when somebody is cursed by God and someone gets hit by this, by 37 years it was all built off of a 37-year-old lie. One lie that was surrounded by a whole bunch of lies and curses. And it was bad, okay? I went through it. I took it all off me since I did this ministry. So I've already been through all this, dog. The very person who has been cursing me the most tried to preach Revelations to me. The rapture's coming. Well, you're on the wrong side. So this person was preaching the word to me, but really wasn't preaching anything to me. But remember this, remember that. Don't know if you've understood it, but it seems as though people who curse you will they're obsessed with Revelation. People who are dark practitioners are obsessed with Revelation, and that's it. And the thing is, they don't even understand it. They don't even understand what Revelation means. They just see it as, it's the end of the world. It's actually the end of your world. You're going to die, dude. Revelation is in the Bible for a reason. It's an answer key to a lot of things. You can tie it to a lot of things like Sodom and Gomorrah. Jesus' testimony. Okay? Jesus is what unlocks your testimony, your scroll. The bowls of anger. I saw people go through the bowls of anger and they still would cast things at me and try and hide under curses that are in the land. Things that people have done that they got away with, satanic altars, shit that they have done, that people have done that they try and hide. You can't hide from God. And that's the thing, is the people that are under those curses don't want you under it. Why? Because God's going to flip the thing. And now it's a chain reaction where people are getting smoked. Okay? It's not good. Revelation is not the end of the world. Revelation is the end of you if you're doing witchcraft. Why? Read Revelation. It says, turn from your witchcraft. It says in the Bible, don't do witchcraft or you will die. It's more than just, yes, you are thrown out into the dark if you do witchcraft. What else? It's literal. You will literally die, dude. You will die. How? some people be like, I've been doing witchcraft my whole life. Well, God's probably sending you someone like this that's going to get you smoked out. Why? God ain't going to just let you run around amok and just be satanic, bro. Like, he's going to... Satan will use you for his desires, for control. He prefers that you die in the dark. So he's using you as a vessel. He wants you to die in the dark. You're going to grit your teeth in pain for eternity. And you're going to be, basically, when there's a new heaven and a new earth in Revelation, what does that mean? Maybe that means that everybody who was wicked, who cursed you or cursed and did this in your testimony, is gone. And guess what? Your testimony keeps going. Your testimony continues. So it's not just, this is what happened to you and everybody's dead. This is what happened to you and all of this occurred afterwards. But what else happened? Your testimony carries forward. Anybody who does something to you in the future is included in that. They are now included in your scroll. So they go through Revelation. So if you've been through Revelation already, and your testimony has been unlocked by Jesus Christ, and you are preaching the word, and you're going through all this, dude, God will use you. And the game of chess isn't a biblical thing, but he will use you as somebody, as a tool. Get rid of this person here. Why? Because they're torturing their family and everybody in this town with witchcraft and hitting them with curses and hexes and all this. Oh yeah, hit my chosen one with it. If you have your testimony unlocked by Jesus, and you're preaching the word and you're seeing this go down, you are a chosen one. You are one of God's chosen few. And they know it. They know who you are. That is the weirdest part of people from the dark. That woman right there from that coffee stand, I have a hedge up. I have a hedge of Matthew and Nehemiah. I've got a wall around my hedge and a strong hedge. I read all the time. Every day, if I can. Some days I'm out doing this and I don't get a chance, or I'm working out, but I at least get one chapter in. At least a chapter if I can. Some days I don't, because I'm busy. God doesn't expect me to be hitting the Bible every day. Some days it's hard to fit it in. But my life is reading. My life is carrying out His will. I willingly gave up my life that was taken from me. So it was ripped from me, but I willingly gave it up and didn't go back. Okay? And that includes my habits too. So we also look at this, okay? There's certain people. I knew one girl here who did it to me for a while, where she was hitting me with nightmares and hexes and this and that. And she learned a lesson when she hit me with a certain nightmare that went wham. And I had a big enough hedge up that it didn't really affect me. And it went back and it slammed her. And I mean slammed her so bad, like her spirit came out of her body, bro. Like it. I saw exponential changes in people. And people are going online and hitting me with the same witchcraft curse. They will cast the ultimate worst curse you can think of over me. Wrong-o. Not good. Why? You are not only hit by that curse, but you are hit by this one, which also includes... This is why it's so bad. It's on an infinity loop, but it's stacked so heavily you cannot find any peace. So to find the house, the cursed house that I have lifted and broken, okay, had stuff casted over it. This is why cursing me is such a bad idea. Because that house that I lifted and broke had spell work over it that was over words that were in the Bible. So words that you would read in there that they went, okay, mimic and spell of this. So I couldn't build a hedge in there. Instead, I built a hedge anyway and I fought the thing off. This is why cursing me is so bad. Because anything anybody's done to me in my testimony will now hit you. What does that mean? If you go for a liter of barley for a day's wage, you have to fight all those freaking spells and mimics that were over the words in there. So it's almost impossible for you to eat. It is almost impossible for you to eat. You have to fight through all of that that's in your face all the time. But when you pick up the word, it's in your face. And who can you blame for that? The people that cursed that house. You can blame people that did witchcraft just like the people that just cursed me, like the coffee stand girl and the gym guy. The same, you can blame them. You don't blame me. Why? I had this over me since I was little. Since I was a baby. They cursed me as a baby, dude. I've been through hell and back just to preach my testimony. I'm not going to say that I am holier than thou. Dude, I can be a sailor. I can go eat pretty bad. I'm not perfect, okay? The divine judgment that I carry, that God has allowed me to carry around with me, it's dangerous. You don't do dark arts on me. You will regret it. For the rest of your life, your whole life will be different. Because why? Because my testimony is unlocked with Jesus Christ. I'm integrated and I'm a believer. I'm a follower and I'm a minister. So I preach. I will preach certain things. I wish that I could take people who cursed me, and there's no point in it, but this is because it's very bad on the other side. I'm seeing it with my own eyes on people that are chronic dark practitioners in this town. They're stuck inside. They can't. I had people that ran. They ran from themselves. After they cursed me, I lifted this all off me. People dipped. It was almost like a glitch. Like the whole freaking town just reset. Like nobody was here, dude. People just left. Packed up and gone. I'm out of here. Why? Because they felt like it was the area. And what did they find out after they left here? It's on them still. So I moved, but I'm not in the area of where it happened, but it's still on me and I'm going through it. Not smart. Why do you not do witchcraft? There's a million reasons, okay? This is why I saw the girl at the coffee stand. This is why it was so stupid and foolish that she did it to me. Why? I'm going to use one really important example, okay? This girl works at a coffee stand. Say she gets a really good job opportunity after this that's not at a coffee stand. Maybe it's at the bank, okay? And she walks in for her interview, and little old Wolfie boy is sitting behind the other side of the desk. I'm the one interviewing you, and you just hexed me 3 days ago. 3 days ago. I'm not the bank owner. I'm just using an example. What happens if the bank owner goes through that drive-thru and you hit him with the same thing, and he's all, looking around because he thinks you want to hook up with him, and you just cursed an item and threw it out, and it's your little curse that you built, okay? You're not getting the job. You just missed out on the opportunity of your life. It's a lesson from God. You just took a stick that is pretty much, you will never forget it, okay? You don't know if they bear a curse on them that they've lifted and broken, that God has allowed and given them that authority because they're doing His will. You don't know what you're doing or dealing with. It's the ultimate foolishness. So you may be sitting around with your best friend in your apartment doing witchcraft over this guy. You have no idea who he is. He could be somebody dangerous. He could be somebody rich. He could be somebody that's on the other side of things, that you're going to need that person. That person, I could have gone through all of this, okay? And say I ended up a rich man. I could have invested in your business plan just to build a coffee shop of your own because you didn't do it to me. Now, no way. Why would I ever join a business partnership with somebody who does witchcraft? I can't trust you. I can't trust you. People that do witchcraft, they do not see the consequences past their control. So they get hit with this 37-year-old curse, and they blame you. This is your fault. You're the one that did it. And what are they going to say? Well, prove it. Okay, well, maybe I can't prove it, but I spiritually know you did it. So it doesn't change the fact or the truth that you did it. So you still did it. So blame him. That's why In Revelations, you see that they curse God all the way down. They refuse to take any accountability and convert. Revelations is convert or die. You convert or you die. It's game over. So what's this person going to do? Probably shake their fist at me and shake their fist at God the entire time, all the way down to their grave. That's how we're going to see a massive wave, probably, because I had like 20,000 plus people do spell work on me, dude. Like it was that bad here that this place is probably going to be cleared out, dude. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Nobody took it seriously. After I worked, this is the really shitty part. After I worked through the really bad curse over me, people went back online and casted it over me again. They put it over things like my car. Somebody, the previous owner of this car, opened a demonic transmission over a cursed windshield to try and hide the fact that he hit a deer from his wife. So they used that transmission code because that guy's a part of the cult here. So we have a cult. Well, I'm pretty much any coven that's within like 50 miles of me is probably just dead. So I pretty much just cleaned up this entire part of the United States, which I really don't give a fuck. That's my thing now, is I don't give a fuck. So if you're part of a coven, you might as well sign your life away, and this is the end for you. Why? Because you're going to shake your fist at me, at God, you're going to get hit with the bulls of anger, and you're going to get smoked. And there's a new heaven and a new earth. I advise people to stop doing it. Why? Because God is going to create a reset around the world, where people who are chosen by God are in positions of authority. Why? A new heaven and a new earth. God doesn't want the wicked in control. There's a constant, you'll see, there's going to be a reset. There's already people that I know that are righteous, that are up here, that walk with God, and they're up here. And you have people that don't, and they are headed straight down. We're in an era of change. So what can I say, okay? For me to spare somebody, don't do it to me. Or anybody. If you don't do it to me and you do it to other people, somebody else is going to come along that bears a curse or is gifted by God with something. That you hit them and they are anointed so much that you are done. Like you are next to fried, bro. Like it's, and well, a lot of these people will just, tap dance with the freaking top hat and the cane all the way to their death. And it's like, you were the ultimate fool all the way out. Like they kept doing it because they were shaking their fist at you. They hit you, another bowl of anger. They hit you, another bowl of anger. What triggers the next bowl of anger from God? The shaking of the fist and continuing to do witchcraft. Another bowl of anger. I saw somebody who cursed me 10 years ago here. They look like shit, bro. And, they could be dead now. They could be brain dead. I don't know. But their eyes were big. Their face was swollen. Everything was just, it was a damn mess. When I saw that, I was like, oh, lordy. Like, that is like, pfft. Dude. When I saw that, and then I saw people that are hiding underneath curses, I started to see that the wicked will try and hide under curses of the land, okay? Things that have happened here, that they try and hide underneath it by trying to hang on to an altar from the dark, okay? Whatever that may be. It could be something stupid. It could be something that they took from that situation and they sacrificed to it. And it's not the sacrifice you think of. When you sacrifice things for God, you sacrifice your habits, you sacrifice your wickedness. People sacrifice things in the dark. Well, they took this dog and took it in there and killed it. They did something to break a commandment. Or somebody. They broke a commandment in front of that altar to try and hang on to it. That's the problem. You cannot hang on to a dark altar. God will rip you from that. Guaranteed. God is God. He is the ultimate. It doesn't matter if you're hiding under 700 curses. He will rip you out from under it, and you will face judgment. You will face judgment. You can't hide from God. The light will hit you. You can try and hide under a curse. What will happen? Well, maybe God breaks that curse and everybody under it dies too. So the wicked don't want you around either. If you're wanted by God for doing something and you want land in Revelations, the wicked do from other situations, they don't want you around. Inherently, they know. They can see it on you. Like, you're marked for death. Get the hell away from us. They want nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. The wicked will eat their own. Well, what happens there? You see people from a wicked mind state. If I get rid of this person, maybe God will leave me alone. They see it. From the dark, people see things differently than they do from the light. They see things from a possessive state, but they also see things from the wicked eat their own, but they refuse to acknowledge the Word of God. So they don't believe the wicked eat their own, but they know it happens. Why? Because inherently something like that happens where this person's in Revelations and they're marked for death. They're cursed by God. If I get rid of him, maybe God will favor me and leave me alone with my situation and my sin. That's how they think. That's how they think. So from the light, you just see it and you're like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. If I'm fulfilling God's will, God will put his hand over me. I'm not worried about anybody. So what happens? Well, Lone Wolf just took down some 700-pound meathead because he cursed me. He hexed me and he cursed me. So now he has to bear this curse for the rest of his life. And he's in Revelation. Immediately you are thrown through it. And what will happen? That dude will probably either A, he will convert and he will start to read the Bible and try and eat from it, or he will die in it. Okay? Is that a third of the earth will perish. Okay? Well, that's a pretty good number. Okay? That's the odds of that. Okay? What does the earth mean? It means a third of the people that were involved in that are probably going to die and not convert. Okay? And it can mean a big scale thing where all this happens and there's a reset and a third of the population died because they're doing witchcraft and they cursed the wrong people and they went through all this and they're being judged for everything. Okay? And it can also mean literal, that a third of the people from your situation, that from my testimony, who did things to me die. 2/3 of them convert. Okay? Well, and based upon situations, well, look at mine. Okay? Mine's pretty freaking bad, dude. 37 years of a lie and a curse and everything stacked on top of me with 500 curses. You're bearing all of that immediately. That is insane. As if God has sent me to people's way that are not good and have tortured people for a very long time. So if somebody comes my way and does witchcraft on me, that woman from that coffee stand could have cursed somebody and they turned around and shot themselves or took a bunch of pills and died. Okay? And that could be what got her marked, was the murder commandment. And God sent me her way and said, rid of this one. Get rid of them. Why? I just let her hex you real quick. Boom, hit me with the same hex that dude got hit with, and it's game over. You are now thrown through all of it. Will you curse me and hex me until the very end? Most likely. Okay? That's the statistics that I've seen here are insane. I haven't seen anybody really stop. They just kept going. There was times every morning I went to the cemetery and scrape people off over and over. Curse, hex, cemetery, church, cemetery, church, cemetery, church, holy ground. Go to the beach ground, go out wilderness, cemetery, cemetery, cemetery. And what I will do, and this is something that you should be terrified of if you've ever done witchcraft to me, I will write out exactly what happened in a book with this curse, and I will take a ministry book and put it up over it. And you will see exactly how I work. Don't ever do witchcraft on me, because I take that shit extremely serious. Serious enough that I will want you out of here because there's other people that are suffering at the hands of you.